Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DLIS Directors Forum for Spring 2023. I'm Michael Crossfox, and I'm joined tonight by our esteemed Director of the Division of Library and Information Science, Professor Dr. James Vorbach, uh, reaching out to us remotely. We're just going to hand it over to him, and he's going to walk us through his presentation. Go ahead, Dr. Vorbach.
Hey, Michael, I thought you were going to give me some questions, but okay, I'll handle it.
Do you want me to start the questions now?
Okay, well, you know what? I guess I'll start. I guess I can just start by introducing what the Directors Forum, for everyone's information, is. Every semester we have this opportunity for students to ask questions and also for me to present on what's recently going on. Okay, well, one of the big changes that has happened is the change in program goals. And so that's the main focus of this Directors Forum. And if any of you would like to add your own questions to the chat box, that is available to you. Okay, so with that, I'd like to
question.
Michael Crossfox. The meet right now, it's going to be structured by questions from Michael Crossfox, organized around our theme, and I'll do my best to answer the questions as clearly as possible. Okay, Michael?
All right, so question one, why revise the program goals?
Okay, so the program goals, as part of our obligation as an accredited program, we do our utmost to improve upon the program over time and make sure it evolves with the changes in the field. As part of our accreditation guidelines, we revisit our assessment measures, and we also revisit our goals for the MSLIS on a periodic basis. We've been revisiting our goals typically on a 5-year term. This particular instance coincided with a significant change that ALA made in their core competencies. So it's actually two reasons. One, we revisit the program goals on a 5-year period as a, meeting our obligations as an accredited program and to make sure our program goals are consistent with the changes in the field. And in addition to that, what added a greater emphasis, in a sense, was informed the revision were the changes made in the ALA core competencies. So in that respect, that was the driving force behind it. If I can go, on your screen, you should have the e-portfolio page of the campus guide.
Yes.
You have the program goals, the original, or the ones that were in effect from 2015 to fall 2022. You may ask, well, okay, well, I've been in the program. I started the program in between fall 2015 and fall 2022. So are these goals no longer in effect for me? And the answer is no. If you started the program prior to spring 2023, then you have a choice. You could use in your e-portfolio, you could use the goals that were in effect when you entered the program, or you could use the goals that are in effective spring 2023. However, if you started the program in spring 2023, then you have to use the goals that are effective, the revised goals, which are effective in spring 2023. Okay, so let's just go through it. Kind of what are the changes here? There's two. One is we put we changed the goals themselves. We added one and took out two, and I'll make that clear in a second, which ones we took out and which one we added, resulting in a decrease from 8 goals to 7 goals. And then 2, we provided a context. Okay, we wanted to provide a context for the program goals, and we felt that would increase their meaning, make the semantics clearer, and help students in selecting artifacts that are appropriate for that particular program goal. Okay, let's open up the goals that were in effect. Okay, so most of you have already seen this. There are 8 goals, okay, and under each goal there are A, B, C. These A, B, and C are outcomes. Okay, so the document is entitled the MSLIS Program Goals and Learning Outcomes. And in the syllabi, faculty often use the notation 1A, 1B to indicate a specific outcome that was related to that course. Okay. So these are the 8 goals. Okay. The technology goal is one of the goals we removed because we felt, and this again was informed by the changes in the ALA core competencies in 2021, that we want to embed technology throughout the program, and to a greater or lesser extent depending on the course. So you'll have courses with more technology, courses with less technology, but every course is going to have technology to some degree. So we felt it was embedded throughout the program, and it wasn't necessary to have a specific goal on technology. Okay, 5, 6. Goal 7, experience continuing education and lifelong learning. Similarly, we removed this goal. So we removed goal 4 and goal 7 in the revised goals, and I'll put them on the screen shortly. And again, goal 7 we felt was also embedded throughout the curriculum, and we didn't feel it was necessary to call it out as a specific goal of the MSLIS. That is, it characterizes many of our courses have that direct or indirect focus on continuing ed and lifelong learning. And then goal 8, management, administration, and management remains. Okay, but you see the goals themselves, it's a simple list, okay, with a citation to the core competencies. There's not a lot of context, there's very little, no context, and there's no like a further description to try to add meaning to the goal. So we tried to tackle both those issues, the changes that we felt were necessary, informed by the changes in the ALA core competencies, and also goals that we no longer felt were necessary, we removed because we felt that they were embedded throughout the courses in the program and no longer needed to be called out as goals of the MSLIS. So with that, let us close. Okay, let us go back and show you the new goals. Okay, and again, so now here we start off with an introduction or preamble, which places this in the context, that the goals were informed by, these goals were informed by ALA core competencies 2021. The previous revision to the ALA core competencies was 2008, which is the citation you see in the 2015 to 2022 goals. So notice no change in 6 out of the 7 goals here. Foundations of the profession, no change, except Now, here's the goal: development of an understanding of the foundations of the profession. And then we provide a description. We provide a list of what is understood or could be viewed also as outcomes. And then we talk about the artifacts selected that would meet this goal. So you can see that the descriptive part, the application to artifacts, is totally new. And that characterizes the revised goals for each one. Information resources is a goal in 2015 to 2022 as well. But now we put that, we start off with a description, should have an understanding of these 4 points here, which can also be interpreted as outcomes. But the courses that satisfy this goal, okay, satisfy all of these outcomes to some degree. Okay, so we're no longer highlighting outcomes in the syllabi. Okay, what we're doing is specifying the goal that the course relates to. Okay, goal 3. So you get the pattern. You get the pattern. Now, what is new? What is new is goal 7. This is a new core competency, and that goal 7 is social justice. Okay, so here the ALA went to some degree, a large degree, in describing this new goal. So also similarly, we do the same in our list of the program goals. The description is somewhat longer. What should be accomplished as a result of this program goal, and a description of the artifacts that satisfy this goal. So that, in a nutshell, is a comparison between the 2015 to 2022 versus the 2015 to 2022 versus the spring 2023. If you started the program, okay, in a nutshell, we added social justice, program goal 7, and we removed goals 4 and goal 7 from the previous goals. Okay, so the total number of goals is 7 versus 8. If you are in the program prior to spring 2023, you may choose either one. Okay, I hope that, puts that, makes that clear. Okay, so for your e-portfolio, you may choose, those who are finishing this term can use either set of program goals in their e-portfolio. Okay. Any other things that I want to say about the program goals? I think that pretty much wraps it up. Michael, go on with the next question.
The next question is, where are the curriculum maps?
Yeah, the curriculum maps are gone. Now, why? Okay, so let's get back to this page here. Here, the e-portfolio specifications, that is a criteria that you should use. Okay. Now, the curriculum maps used to be, we actually moved this box. This box used to be below this video. Okay, so we made this box more prominent. The goals and the specifications that you should follow in building your e-portfolio. What are the reviewers looking for? Okay, how are they going to be evaluated? Okay, so specifications tells you that. Now, we used to have curriculum map. For those new in the program, then you're not familiar with the term curriculum map. Curriculum map that we had listed all the courses in the program and listed the corresponding program goals and outcomes to those particular courses. And the reason being, if we went over this in several faculty meetings and comparing to results that we found in reviewing e-portfolios, and we felt that the curriculum map does not provide any context as to how a particular course meets that particular goal and how well it meets that particular goal. Is it really extremely close, closely related to the goal? Like, for example, 203, LIS 203 is very closely related to program goal 3, organization of information. Or is it only somewhat related, depending on the artifact you choose? You may choose an artifact in a course that the particular artifact may not be very closely related to the goal, and then you could lose points as a result on your evaluation of your e-portfolio. So, in order to avoid that, we felt that the curriculum map itself was problematic, and the better association between course and goal is done in the syllabus, which is where it always has been. Okay, so in the syllabus that you have for each one of your courses, it tells you this course corresponds to such and such goal. And we felt that that's the place where it belongs. In the course, in the syllabus, you have a context of the course. And that context is very important in your selection of artifacts from that course that relate to that particular goal. The curriculum map itself, this simple list, was not enough semantics to assist in the decision-making process, and thus we thought it potentially could cause problems. So that's why we removed the curriculum map. So again, where do you go to find the relationship? It's in your syllabus. Okay, so every syllabus will tell you the related program goals. Okay, next question, Michael.
Who can I ask regarding appropriate e-portfolio artifacts?
Okay, who to ask? If you have any question on, certainly when you're taking a course, your instructor will point out, or you can bring the question to your instructor. Is this you recommend this as an artifact for the in my e-portfolio if I want to use this course? And some instructors even put that in the syllabus. Okay, the other important person in your program of study is your faculty advisor. That would be the person to go to, okay? In general, if you had any questions on the appropriateness of a artifact for a particular program goal. Each one of your faculty advisors is a reviewer, so they're very familiar with the program goals and very familiar with appropriate artifacts to those goals, even if they're not, even if they don't teach the course that you're talking about. They can look at the artifact itself. They can you could describe the artifact to them, and they could tell you whether or not they believe it is an appropriate artifact for the goal. So your faculty advisor and the instructor for the course itself are your two key resource people when you're trying to decide on e-portfolio artifacts to use for a particular program goal. Next question, Michael.
How are e-portfolios graded?
Okay, so each of your e-portfolios is graded on a pass-fail basis. In order to pass, it is necessary to achieve a B, okay? Just like it is in order to graduate, you have to have a 3.0 GPA. You have to have a B on the e-portfolio in order to pass the portfolio assessment. Each e-portfolio is reviewed by one member of the faculty. If that member of the faculty says that this person received a B or better grade on the e-portfolio, then that's a pass. That's done. Review is finished. If, on the other hand, a faculty member says, nope, this person did not achieve a B on the e-portfolio, then the e-portfolio comes to me as the director for a second review. So I will make an independent review of the e-portfolio. I don't look at the instructor's rubric. I'm sorry, I don't look at the other reviewer's rubric, or grade sheet, I should say, grade sheet. I make an independent assessment of the e-portfolio, and then my decision is final on that particular e-portfolio. So if I overrule the reviewer and say that the person, the e-portfolio is a B or better, then the e-portfolio passes. If I say, on the other hand, no, I agree with the previous reviewer, the earlier reviewer, that the e-portfolio did not achieve a grade of B, then the e-portfolio fails. So that is the overall grading process. The specifications will tell you the criteria. So definitely look at the e-portfolio specifications that you see on your screen there. Go through that. That formerly we had what we called the rubric, which had excellent, good, and unsatisfactory, or excellent, satisfactory, unsatisfactory. What we did was we felt that was difficult to read, so we took the excellent column and we presented it in a more readable fashion. So that's what the specifications are. They're not a dramatic difference from the rubric that used to be posted. We simply took the excellent column and reformatted it in a way that we believe is more readable, and thus increase its usability.
Okay, well, that leads us to the last question. If my e-portfolio does not pass the review, do I revise it for the next submission?
That is correct. You do revise it for the next resubmission. However, we don't let you go off on your own. And okay, what the process is this: if it doesn't pass the review, you do not get your grade for LIS 105 is incomplete. That's what it is. So it's not an F. You don't get an F or an X. I think it's called X, which means the same thing as F in a pass-fail course. You get an incomplete, INC. And the reason is because you're going to resubmit the e-portfolio, and so far everyone has passed the second time, because what we do to try to help that process, help you in the resubmission, is that everyone who needs to resubmit has a meeting with me, and we go over the reviewer's comments. And in going over the reviewer's comments, that generally has been a good approach. And students submitting the second time, every single student has successfully passed the review the second time around. And then what happens then? So you pass the review the second time around. You're not taking 105 again. You took it, you got it incomplete. And so what we do is we then do a change of grade. So then that incomplete is changed to a P. So on your transcript, it'll only show LIS 105 once, and it will show a grade of P. There's going to be no record of the fact that you had submitted twice. Okay? Michael, I think that's pretty much it for this, unless we have any questions in the chat box.
Nope, there's no questions in the chat.
Okay, everyone, I hope this has been informative. If you have any further questions on these topics, by all means, send me an email. And I wish you the best for the rest of your day, and have a nice weekend. Michael, did you have any closing remarks?
No,
Okay,
you can stop the recording.
I'll do that.